Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7. Starting off with entertainment. So is it just a publicity stunt, or did they really get married in Vegas? Review-Journal's John Katsamidas has the details on Kim Kardashian's older sister, Kourtney, and rocker Travis Barker.
Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian definitely took part in a wedding ceremony late Sunday night and early Monday morning in Las Vegas after the Grammy Awards show at MGM Grand. What we are not certain of is if this was actually a legally binding ceremony. It seems like it wasn't. They weren't issued a marriage license in Clark County as of Tuesday morning. They definitely were in wedding attire. They had a photographer. They're definitely engaged, and they have reportedly planned to be involved in other ceremonies after Las Vegas. But right now, it's unofficial.
In more top stories, sponsored by Nevada Hand's Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. Flight issues at Harry Reid International Airport are slightly easing. Still dealing with more than 25 cancellations and 150 delays, though. This comes after hundreds of Vegas flights were canceled over the weekend and Monday from Florida and the East Coast, mostly due to severe weather in that region and technology issues. Over in Henderson, a fatal crash on the 215 Beltway backs up traffic for miles. NHP says a motorcyclist slammed into a Jeep just after 6 this morning near Valle Verde Drive. The westbound lanes were closed for hours. The motorcyclist was taken to Sunrise Hospital and later pronounced dead. The roads have since reopened. Plus, dramatic body cam video from last week's officer-involved shooting at Western High School. CCSD police reportedly responded to a fight and possible gun in a vehicle in the school's parking lot when they arrived. They say they feared for their lives after the speeding car struck a girl.
The vehicle struck a female student and then continued northbound. The officers continued ordering the vehicle to stop. The car began to turn east. At that point, fearing for his safety, the safety for students and his partner, Officer Christopher Knight discharged his service weapon 3 times.
The driver was booked into juvenile detention on battery and other charges. He and a passenger suffered non-life-threatening injuries. In health, if you're planning to attend one of BTS's concerts in Las Vegas, make sure to bring your masks. Allegiant Stadium officials say organizers are requiring everyone to mask up unless actively eating or drinking. However, fans of the K-pop superstars will not need to bring proof of a negative COVID test or a vaccination card. In business, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. Now, that 7-member K-pop group reportedly sold out all 4 shows at Allegiant Stadium in just 90 minutes. Review-Journal's Renee Summerhour has more on the financial impact of the BTS ARMY marching into Las Vegas. Renee?
Jen, the Review-Journal called attention to the show's sellout as one of the tourism success stories, and that BTS fans seemed to skew younger than the average concert goer. But BTS fans immediately took to Twitter to remind everyone that they're not just a bunch of teeny boppers, but many of them are over the age of 21. Since July, more than 1 million people have attended events at Allegiant Stadium, and researchers say 86% of them wouldn't have traveled to Las Vegas had it not been for the stadium events. The same is expected when BTS arrives.
They kind of knew this because they saw going into it that BTS was very popular in other stadium shows across the country. And but to fill it 4 times at Allegiant Stadium is pretty extraordinary.
The color of choice for the BTS ARMY, as they call them, is purple, but residents of Las Vegas can count on seeing a lot of green when they arrive. According to the LVCVA, on a 4-day average, different generations of visitors will spend anywhere from $1,500 or more for travel and gambling to about $2,100 or more. Jen?
And it looks like those with student debt will have a bit longer before having to catch up on their payments. Data shows more than 43 million Americans owe student debt. After being halted during the pandemic, federal student loan payments were set to resume next month. But the White House will reportedly extend the freeze through August 31st. In weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every blooming thing. With temps hitting the 90s today, it's the perfect calm before the storm tonight. The National Weather Service is issuing a wind advisory for Wednesday for Lake Mead, Mojave, and Havasu with gusts up to 40 miles per hour and 2-foot waves. take caution if you're operating a small boat. As for tonight, still breezy and warm with temps in the 80s, should bottom out to the 60s with winds tapering off. Unlike the lakes, just light winds here in the Las Vegas Valley for Wednesday, high of 82 and low of 56 degrees. Similar conditions on Thursday before a heat wave moves through on Friday and Saturday. Starting Sunday, the temps cool off through Tuesday.
Sports brought to you by Station Casinos STN Sports. Download the app today. UNLV will be represented at the Masters this week when freshman Aaron Jarvis makes his debut at Augusta National Golf Club on Thursday. A native of the Cayman Islands, Jarvis won the Latin America Amateur Championship in January, earning him automatic entry into this year's Masters. The 19-year-old will be the first player ever from the Cayman Islands to compete in the prestigious event and will be the first amateur player from UNLV to compete at Augusta since Ryan Moore in the mid-2000s. The Masters begins Thursday with Jarvis set to tee off at 6:17 a.m. Pacific Time. Sports betting sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. Mattress Mac finally won big. Houston furniture store owner Jim Mattress Mac McInvale won $12.2 million on Monday when Kansas beat North Carolina for the national title. Before the Final Four, Mac bet $5.5 million to win $10.5 million on Kansas at plus 190. He doubled down before the game and made another $3.3 million bet to win $1.65 million on the Jayhawks on the money line at minus 200.
In lifestyle, we want you to know April is National Poetry Month. This poet, Harry Fagel, recently retired from the Metropolitan Police Department after 25 years of service and is bringing a unique perspective to his craft. He wrote and performed poems about 9/11, fallen officers, and the October 1st shooting.
As emerging emergencies extrapolate from the mud and fire that tragedy is baked in, you are propelled. No cape or magic suit or alien power, no secret formula or spider bite or radioactive isotope, yet somehow still superhero.
Fagel says he still writes poetry, hoping to bring a little light into the world. And the developer behind Summerlin, Howard Hughes Corporation, buys a piece of Las Vegas's dining scene for $55 million. The real estate company purchased a minority stake in John George's Von Gorichten's restaurant business. The celebrity chef has 40 restaurants globally, including steakhouses at the Bellagio and Aria. Thank you for watching 7 at 7. If you have a Roku device, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. We'll see you tomorrow for more 7 at 7.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.